All right, thank you very much. That was Two for the Road, Henry Mancini. Thanks for sticking around. Once again, we're Swing Guitars. We got Jim Schaller, Ben McFerrin. My name's Andy Page. I did come to the area because of Appalachian to live full time, but my family's actually from here, from Blowing Rock. My grandmother's side of the family, I've been here since like 1880, and we always spent a lot of time here for family vacations. And after graduating college, I knew I wanted to be here in some capacity. So I just started hanging out at Appalachian, and I met Todd Wright and some students and started playing together, and became part of the local music scene. And that was 20 years ago. And currently I'm a lecturer at Appalachian full-time, and my wife works at Appalachian as well, so we plan on staying here for the duration. I teach jazz guitar and I teach history of rock music, sometimes history of jazz, which is my main love. And I teach a jazz theory class, and also a heavy metal class. That's a first-year seminar class. Well, I did play, I worked on 2 cruise ships for 2 3-month segments. One was in the South Pacific, and one was in the Mediterranean, and that was awesome. Although the music that I was playing was fairly lightweight, you know, with Broadway shows and dance, you know, reviews, but it was still a challenge because it was reading music on the spot. Played a little bit of jazz, but mainly it was just kind of a, you know, it was a job that paid really well actually for what it was, and I treated it like a vacation and for the travel. And I also lived in Charlotte and Knoxville for a while, and they both have great music scenes, but to be honest with you, I'm busier here in the high country than I was there, even though they're big cities. I mean, there's opportunities for sure, but I find out that they don't take advantage of the musicians in those big towns. There could be a lot more music, especially in Charlotte, in my opinion. So in Boone, there's a certain you know, community of people that go to lots of the gigs. Typically, they're a little bit of the older crowd, and in my opinion, it seems like a lot of the college students just miss out on what's the music offerings in Boone. A lot of them, the younger ones, are going to house parties, and they don't really care about going to a traditional music venue at all. And being here for 20 years, I've seen that take a nosedive in the student participation. Now there's some notable exceptions, but on the whole, because there's 19,000 students, you figured that music would be a big part of their college experience. And on the whole, it's not that way. And so I would like to see that change. Having said that, there's a dedicated community of people that support the music and show up, and go to all the gigs, and we're very grateful for those people.
My grandmother would say, your cabin's 175 years old. Well, she told me that at least 35 years. She would always say 175 years old. So, but I one time saw a document at the courthouse that had a handwritten pencil that said 1794, and I questioned the Register of Deeds about that, and he informed me that when this cabin was built, this was actually Ashe County, and along the way the Ashe County courthouse burned down maybe in the 1800s, so somebody went along and tried to do a handwritten remembrance of things that, you know, different documents, and so the the Register of Deeds told me that the 1794 was just written maybe in from somebody's memory. The town of Beech Mountain had given it to him. It's a 25,000 gallon water tank, 32 feet long and 12 feet in diameter. And one day it just all of a sudden dawned on me like I could move all my equipment into the tank. And so I talked to my father and mother, and at the time it was used as a junk storage place. My father had it packed about 8 to 10 feet deep with stuff. And so as soon as I thought of the idea, I came home and I basically took about a week off work because I was so excited about it. And I cleaned it out, I pressure washed it, I built the platform inside, I put the sound ceiling in there so it would sound better, and so then I moved all my equipment up there, and didn't mean for it to become a venue. It just was supposed to be a place to store music equipment. But within the first 2 weeks, they had a Sugar Grove, Doc Watson days at Sugar Grove at Cove Creek School down the road, and a band needed a place to practice, so I'm like, sure, come on up. We made up for it with enthusiasm and lots of fun, and like 2 of the members of Dr. Bacon, they were like in the first year of the tank. They would come over and we'd play our little instruments and, you know, one note solos and just have a ball. And then we built the Boulder Bash stage about, I don't know, it's about 1,200 feet up the hill behind the tank, and that was a fluke. We had a friend who was a fairly famous drummer named Jeff Sipe, and they had taken him up there to climb or watch people climb because it's a boulder field. And so while he's up there, he starts clapping his hands and noticing the acoustics amongst the boulders were really good. And so I think it was maybe Ross, a friend of ours, he mentioned like, hey, if we built a stage, will you play? And he's like, heck yeah. So we built a little stage with a little tarp roof, and it was, you know, we had like one laser and a couple of lights and a very small PA system, and they played their hearts out, and